Hey guys, it's Alex. So this week's topic is dating a trans guy, and I don't have a lot of experience dating since being trans because I have a girlfriend. So I'm just gonna give my perspective on how my relationship has changed since I've transitioned. Um, we've been together now for 3 years and 3 months, dating for four. So it's been quite a while. She's definitely known about my feelings of being trans before I came out, so it's not something that was like a hidden secret in our relationship. So when the time came, it wasn't like a huge surprise. I just don't think that she thought I would ever go through with it. But it's definitely changed our relationship in a lot of ways. So when we were together pre my transition, we both identified ourselves as lesbians, and me, the background that I came from was before I lived in San Diego, I lived in a pretty small town where I grew up with everyone from kindergarten until I was in high school. So, I mean, everyone that I went to elementary school with, I knew my whole life. It wasn't really like a diverse town. There weren't a lot of people of color unless you were Mexican, and there weren't a lot of people from like the LGBTQ community. So it wasn't something that was like, in a way, it was like taboo, you know. So it wasn't like I knew what trans was. I just knew all of my life that I felt different, and so I just associated that with being gay. And so when I moved to San Diego and we met, I thought I was gay, and so we were together as two lesbians. Well, through sharing my feelings about my transition with her and wanting to change and, you know, wanting to be myself and be happy, we just always talked about it. And obviously, being intimate and those types of things were hard, you know. I realized that's, I think, when I really started realizing how severe my feelings of dysphoria were, and that it was very hard to ignore because when we would be intimate, it was I would cry, and it was very hard for me. And I mean, obviously I loved this person and I trusted her, but it was something I couldn't control. And that's when we both started realizing, okay, like this is a lot more serious than we thought. And so we just would talk about it. And I just, at the time, like, I lived at home, and my dad wasn't even supportive of me being with a girl, um, being a girl. So I didn't think I could do it. And so once I made the decision to start therapy and go through with my transition, she was confused. There was definitely a time where we were like, are we going to stay together, or are we not, you know? And I think that that's something that maybe people face and maybe they don't. But I think for our relationship, it was like, I think that it was right that we thought that way, because Jessica's a lesbian. You know, my girlfriend is a lesbian, and that's how she feels. And neither of us wanted to change that about her just because I was becoming myself. You know, so we were like, okay, do we stay together? Like, how, like, my biggest thing was like, I don't want you to feel like you need to identify as straight or anything other than lesbian. Like, personally, in our relationship, um, I felt like I couldn't be with her if she couldn't be honest with herself, you know. And I had no problem with her still identifying that way because we'd been together for so long, and we were already in love, and she knew me and I knew her. And I believe that when you really love somebody, you love them for who they are. And if I were to make her be pan or bi or straight, that's not her, you know? So that was something that we had to talk about a lot. And we eventually decided that, like, we loved each other way more than to let, you know, society's opinions on our relationship affect whether or not we stayed together. And so, I mean, we're still together to this day. And I mean, there are times where it does get hard because I think for me, it's like society sees us as just a normal, like, heterosexual couple, and we're not, you know. Like, one of us is gay and one of us is straight and trans, and, you know, like, we're definitely queer, and I like that about us, and I think it gives us a different perspective on life and love and knowing each other and our souls. And just like, it's a lot deeper than, you know, the surface that society sees us as. So it's kind of coming to a place where you're like, all right, I don't want to advertise that I'm trans, and I don't want her to advertise that she's gay, because I mean, if that's not what she wants, then that's not what she wants, or whatever. There's no way for us to like express that queerness in our relationship without people seeing us just as a guy and a girl. So it's definitely had its trials, and it's helped us learn to love each other a lot. So I mean, my suggestion to anybody who's just starting their transition or is contemplating whether or not they're trans, or what their gender is just, if you are in a relationship, just be honest. Like, that's always the best thing to do. I was very afraid to tell her at first, and she's been one of the most accepting people in my whole transition. It's been hard for her. It's hard to love somebody and love everything about somebody and watch them hate themselves. So I mean, I can't imagine what it's felt like to be in her shoes, but she's done a great job, and I'm very blessed. So I mean, I can't imagine us breaking up and having to date, because I've gone through everything with her. So I mean, we've been together since I had just turned 17, and so it's been like 4 years, and it's been a wild ride, but it's been worth it. So I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about dating, other than, I mean, my own relationship. So that's all I have to say about that. But yeah, you guys have a good week. Merry Christmas, or Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, whatever you choose to celebrate. And if you don't choose to celebrate, I hope you have a great day, and a great week, and enjoy yourselves. And remember that I know people don't have family to get together with this holiday season, and not everybody has a family that's accepting or a healthy environment to go home to or be around. And like, just remember to reach out to people like us, or people that you're close to, who can help you in those times that you need them, because I certainly know how hard it is and how nerve-wracking it can be to put yourself in a situation that's not comfortable. So just do your best to enjoy it, and make sure that you're safe and taken care of. So I'll see you guys next week.